Hello guys, welcome back onto the Dutch couch. I've done videos in the last couple of months about these ticket prices, right? In particular, concessions, kids, juniors, OAPs, right? Who I think are really being given a raw deal by Premier League teams in particular and lower down from what I'm seeing. A little bit of research I've done. Obviously fans are getting a raw deal big time with these prices, right? Like I say, those in particular. And what I see disabled supporters the other day with a certain club cutting their fucking funding, disgusting. These clubs are so out of touch with the fan bases. But I think to get this message across, I know there's loads of different fan groups who are doing their own thing. Like obviously, I spoke to a great guy actually, a group with Hammers United, a West Ham group of supporters, right? I had a good conversation with him on the phone. He was telling me about all the stuff they do. Fucking brilliant. I love it. People who are passionate about their club, right? And that club, more than most, has really took the piss out of their supporters. He was telling me how they link up before games, they do protests on one of the bridges there. But other opposition fans are joining in with them, spreading the message to their owners as well as what the wider audience. I think to get this really out there, they're not going to listen to Joe Public. I think you need a proper voice, people with a real platform. And I'll tell you who I think really should be backing you lot as supporters. I think ex-players need to get on this. I'll tell you why, right? In particular, with the concessions, the pensioners in particular, these people have been fucking standing on those terraces, right, for 60 years plus. Who's backing them up? Who's giving them a fucking voice? If they can give you their heart and soul, the people that have given you support for all those years, for your career, now you've finished your career, fucking give those some support. Give them some support. Get behind them and get behind this whole, I see this hashtag, stop exploiting loyalty, right? It's a wide thing used on there and I think it's fucking brilliant. But I don't think this message is going to get across as much as people want without these ex-players. I think those guys I think they're vital. I do. I think this is the angle that needs to be fucking explored really. It'll only take one or two and then you'll get a bandwagon of them. They'll all jump on this bandwagon and they will back you. Because without you, mate, they didn't have careers. Without you, these clubs are nothing. And it belongs to you. It belongs to us, this game, right? This is the reason I'm doing this video. I'll be honest, you fucking won't get me in a Premier League ground again. I won't be giving no more of my money to the Premier League. Not at all. I'm not going in them grounds because I feel like I've took the piss out of myself. But I do these sort of videos because I'm a football fan, right? And football unites fans, and I don't care who you support. When clubs and leagues and TV companies as well are ripping fans off, they're ripping you off as one. And when it comes to something like that, I think these fans are one. They're one fan base in that respect, made up of different fan bases of clubs, if it makes sense. But the reason I do that as well is for the young kids now who I'm seeing. Young kids that I know from friends of mine's kids, or family members, nephews, etc., who are getting priced out of going to watch football, right? Which for me, as a kid, was the fucking most precious thing that I used to do with my old man and family members. Go to football with your old man or your granddad. Same generations going to a football match. It's fucking nigh on impossible for Joe Public to do that now. They're pricing you out. And he's taking the piss because this game don't belong to them. The clubs do. The game is ours, mate. I'm telling you that now. Someone said to me about a boycott the other day. I don't think that's viable. And I'll tell you why. A couple of reasons. I think it's a great idea. But a lot of people talk the talk, but I don't think half as much walk the walk. They'll say, yeah, we'll do that. But they won't because they want to go and watch their team. I understand it. And that little bit inside them will think, oh, I don't want to miss out. I want to watch the game. That's my team. But if you don't stand strong on something, you're never going to get any success with it. You're not going to get anywhere with this. And on the other hand, if people did boycott totally, the clubs don't give a shit anyway because someone will get your seat. They don't give a monkey's who's in them. I've said it on other videos. If you don't go to the game, someone else will. Unless you buy the ticket and don't turn up. And in that respect, they're still going to get your dosh. So you're fucked either way. I don't think enough will bother to do it. And from what I've spoken to a couple of people about, they arrange these protests and people say, yeah, we'll be there, we'll be there. And the numbers ain't always what you're expecting. So I think people have got to be really, if people are going to be committed to something, they've got to support it, right? I think. I'm passionate about football, right? But like I say, the Premier League will not get a fucking ounce of my money again. Never in a million years. They took the piss for too long. I spoke in particular about West Ham with the concessions. I spoke about Villa with the Champions League ticket rip-off, which I thought was a disgrace. And I spoke about Fulham with the kids and junior tickets. And I think the pensioner tickets was like 160 quid for the Fulham Arsenal game. Fucking disgusting, mate. Fucking disgusting. And those three clubs, I'd put them as, along with Arsenal actually, my team, who I think take the absolute piss with tickets, I'd put those clubs in a band where most neutrals would see them as classy clubs. Clubs that really look out for the supporters. Things have changed so much. Things have changed so much. And money is the root of all evil, right? This is a working class man's game, historically. And these are historic clubs. And they're not sticking to morals, I don't think. They're just seeing those. They're seeing the fucking ka-chings and the pound notes, and they don't give a shit what the fans think. But for me, the reason it won't work with the ex-players, and it could work, but I don't think enough will get on it in this respect, because if you think about those ex-players who have an influence and who are big names, a lot of them are still in with these clubs, aren't they? They still get little perks like hospitality tickets and all this shit, right? And they get invited for day zero, or they might get appearances somewhere and earn a few ka-chings again. We're talking about money again, aren't we? It's fucking common theme, isn't it? So I'd love to see if there's any ex-players who have actually got the balls right to stand up and think, do you know what? Morally, I need to back these supporter groups. I need to back the fans that have backed me all through my career. Because without them, I wouldn't have had a decent career, because they was behind me, supporting me all the way. Will they back fans? Will they back things like this, right? Or will they be self-centered and think, nah, if I piss the club off, I'm going to rock the boat, and I probably won't get them tickets for the game against Man City in a few weeks that I've been promised for 4 of my family and all this sort of shit. Goes to say, that's how it is. That's life, mate. And I don't think enough. I'd like to think some would get on board with it and back supporters who have backed them for their fucking through their careers. But I just don't see enough of them in the respect they'd be worried what they miss out on themselves. Because I think football can be quite a self-centered world. It's money motivated, and when there's money, there's greed, isn't there? It's a tough one. But like I say, I spoke to this guy who's at Hammers United. He told me a lot about the stuff they was doing, and I mentioned to him that I think it was the West Ham Brentford game where the stewards, I think you take away stewards, they was taking away or making sure that West Ham fans didn't have black balloons on them, which was part of the protest. So they're not allowing you, or they're trying to stop you get these black balloons into the ground, right? So they're trying to hide the fact that you're pissed off, right? So if they're trying to hide, they're trying to stop you voicing your opinion, that tells me they've got lots to hide. Beggars belief, doesn't it? It's obvious. It's obvious they have a lot to hide, and they don't want you to have a voice. Not only do they want to rip you off in your pocket, but they don't want you to have an opinion on something that you're spending your hard-earned money on and going to week in, week out and travelling up and down the country. They don't want you to have a voice. It fucking beggars belief. That's my favourite saying, beggars belief. I say it about 20 times on each video, because when I read shit about these clubs, it beggars belief, simple as that. I'm looking at another thing I've seen, categories for games, right? I don't agree with all this category pricing for games anyway. I saw it at a League One ground today. I didn't even know category pricing had gone down to League 1 or 2. I walked past, because I was working opposite Leighton Orient, Brisbane Road ground. I saw the prices on the, and I took a picture of these prices and I messaged a couple of people that I know. And they both said to me, fuck me, that's dear for League One. But it was categories. I think one of the tickets was like 54 quid, and I'm thinking, for League One, really? So this is like, whatever starts up there, it works its way down. I'm hoping that this piss taking don't end up in the National League where I go and watch football now. Because I've gone there for a bit of fucking decent match day experience. And not to be taken a piss out of, basically, and I want to feel like a supporter, right? I don't want to feel like a customer. And that's how I was feeling at Arsenal, an absolute customer. They don't care who's on that seat. It could be fucking anybody. I spoke about these clubs. There is some good clubs doing some good stuff. I spoke about Liverpool with the junior tickets, like, I think, apart from one area in the ground, I think it was like £9 for a ticket to see Liverpool. Now that is quality. That's quality in my opinion. So you've got to give the rough with a smooth, right? But yeah, this is only a short video, but I just wanted to get this message across, really. I mean, as I say, I don't go and watch Premier League football anymore, and I won't get another penny. But as a football supporter, what I see online with other football supporters, and ones I know more of the ones I know personally, who can't go anymore because they're getting priced out and struggling to go to somewhere where they used to go 2 times a week. It was more of a social thing for a lot of them as well. They met their friends and stuff there. They'd go for a beer with their mates, have a shit burger, all that sort of shit. But that's part of being a fan. It's making memories, meeting people, making connections with people. And for that 90 minutes, feeling emotions in a stadium around like-minded people and people who love the same thing as you, that team. These are taking that away from you. These owners, these leagues, these TV companies are taking all this away from us, right? They've already taken it away from me. But I tell you what, I don't regret it, because if someone give me a Premier League ticket now, or a chance to go and watch Dagenham Rebels in the National League, I wouldn't think twice, mate. I'd go over Dagenham all day long. Fucking love it there. So do my 2 boys. Best thing we ever did. I've said that on other videos. But I think I'm going to repost this video on Twitter. I'd like people to repost it, and I'm going to try and tag as many like supporter groups as I can in it, right? And then they need to be tagging ex-players, people with an influence. You ain't going to get people who are working at your club on board, are you? Because they're not interested. They're working for the club. They're not going to. So don't bother messaging them people. Tag ex-players. In my opinion, that's a good way to go. People who have got a say, people who are respected, who will get you a platform. Because not being funny, people can make a million videos like this, right? I'm just a div in my living room. They ain't gonna take no fucking notice of me, are they? I'm Joe Bloggs. I'm no one. They're gonna listen to people in the game, people who have played the game, experts in the game, who can bridge the gap between supporters and club owners, because there's a massive disconnect there, massive divide between the two. From all the research I've been doing, right, since I've been doing this channel, I think 99.9% of the club's owners are well out of touch with what the fan bases are, what they represent, the people in general. And I made a video about West Ham. And I know I've spoken a lot about West Ham on here, but because I think their owners are fucking absolute parasites, right? I spoke about their owners are so out of touch with what their fan base are. It's a family club, local working class people. Always been a family club. They're out of touch. And I think from doing that video, I've probably researched a little bit more than I usually would on these club owners in the Premier League in particular. They're well out of touch. Fucking well out of touch. But yeah, as I say, interested in the comments to see your thoughts and other ideas, actually. Other ideas how you can get the message out there. I mean, I saw the website for the FSA, the Fans Association thing. I see a load of affiliates, all clubs and stuff, and supporters groups on there. And I saw on their website, they was on the the Stop Exploiting Loyalty hashtag was on their website and whatever. I think it's obviously probably their slogan, whatever. But they had some great stuff on their website. Go and have a look at that, the FSA website. I think there's some good stuff on there. But I think you as fans, if you're sitting there, say randomly you're sitting there as I don't know, a Chelsea fan, right, or fucking I don't know, any team. If you're sitting there now and you're thinking, yeah, my club's taking the piss. Fucking speak to your mates about it. See if they think it taking the piss. See if they agree with you. And you get your points across. Because if you just sit there and take it and just accept that what these clubs are doing for you, to you, it's never going to stop, is it? I think you can do as many marches and protests, like small protests, as you want. The only way you're going to make a difference with this is if it's a wider scope thing. If there's a massive interest in this at one time, and you've got people with a voice in front of you, like that fucking Donut Clarkson the other day. I don't like the fella, but he was there with them farmers, wasn't he? He was a voice for them, and because he was there, it got more coverage. This is the point I'm making. You need people to get you coverage. You need a platform, an influence, and a spearhead there. You need someone to spearhead it, mate. Big time. It ain't going to be divs like me in the living room. They ain't going to listen to the likes of me. Fuck me. They'll probably laugh at me fucking bald patch. You know what I mean? But no, just a short video. Share it with as many people as you can. Get as many people on board. I mean, I don't go to Premier League, but I'm well behind this because I'm a football fan. And I stand up for football fans in general. Because in my opinion, we're all one. We're all one family. We're all one. We're a group, that's it. I don't care who you support. We're a group when it comes to shit like this. Football unites. And without us fans, mate, this football is fucked. It's nothing. And it belongs to us. Take care. On to the next one.